It's Monday. Are you motivated? Of course you're not motivated. You haven't watched the video yet. Oh my God, what is that? So a lot of people are motivated to achieve some big goal that they have in their dreams, and I think that's great. But what I don't think is great is that a lot of people also miss out on the concept of smaller goals and changing or reaching smaller successes throughout their character. And what I mean by this is I'm not talking about a smaller goal like, oh, I tracked my diet today or I did my workout today and now I'm better off. I'm talking about stuff that goes on here, completely separated from the external world and external validation. So what I plan to do in this video is give you some basic scientific terms as to what's going on in here and here that may be stopping your character, i.e. personality traits, from being the person you want to be. So next time you hear somebody go, I am who I am, and you either accept me or you don't, you can say, I know otherwise now. So let's begin. So basically, as you're thinking or as things are going on in your external world, what this does is activates an emotion that is sent to your body's cells, remember scientific terms, sent to your body's cells that activates an emotion throughout your body and thus goes back to the brain and reaffirms this emotion. This is why we impulsively respond the same to the same situations, i.e. getting cut off by a car makes you angry. That's a wiring, and there is quite literally a cell addiction in your body that allows you or makes you get angry at somebody cutting you off. This is otherwise known as stress or being knocked off balance. This is why we are quite literally addicted to our emotions and the cycle, because we would rather, our body cells would rather feel the same emotion, even if it's negative, than to try to steer off course and experience stress. For example, if you're used to, if you have a bad day and you're not feeling well, you go home and you escape into the reality of video games or the non-reality of video games. That may be a conditioned response your body cells have saying, I know if I play video games I can soothe this, bad feeling I'm having, as opposed to doing something more constructive that may lead to a better path. Like, let's say, reading a book or meditating. If you were to think about doing those things, your body cells would quite literally try to trick you into playing video games and saying that you're better off just playing video games. So how do we fight it? Well, the frontal lobe of our brains, which was all thanks to evolution, is the ability to think imaginative, forward-moving, and positive thoughts. This is the very opposition to the old wirings you have in your brain that make you do things impulsively and that make you addicted to the current emotions or personality traits that you think make you up. Now, the first thing we need to do is utilize the frontal lobe to experience new expansive thoughts and imagine and feel the success of the person that we want to become. To feel all of the things that we would have, all of the things that we would create, all the things that we would be, look like, everything. You want to experience and feel those things before they actually happen. The frontal lobe allows us to do that. And if you've ever really delved into this, you would actually feel some of the emotions it would feel like to have that. And that's why it puts a big smile on your face. You just didn't know that the frontal lobe was doing that. Then somebody cuts you off, next thing you know you're angry, your day sucks again. Fuck. The other key is awareness. And what I mean by awareness is the fact that you're watching this video and getting this information, that's part of the awareness. And what this does is that plants that seed in your mind so you can start separating the emotions that your body's already used to and begging you for, and you can start saying, no, shut up, I know what you are, you're just an old wiring. However, I'm going to use my frontal lobe, think of new expansive thoughts and ways that I want to be, and I don't want to be the guy that gets angry, I don't want to be the guy that gets sad, I don't want to be the guy that acts impulsively. I want to be the person that is in more control and allows me to stay in a resourceful state that moves towards new goals. Now, this is not an easy process. New personality traits take months to even years to do. So the key, once again, is that awareness. You have to keep this awareness that this ability exists. You have to keep this awareness that your body, your brain is all just a bunch of particles of atoms and cells, and it's not some greater, esoteric makeup. It's just atoms and cells moving around, observing themselves, observing everything externally. Keep this awareness in your everyday life. Write it down as an affirmation. Write it before you walk out. Just make sure you have it. Tattoo it on your hand. Do something to keep this awareness going. And this way, every time you have an emotion that you don't like, every time you have an experience that you don't like, every time someone suckers into you an argument, and believe me, I'm a sucker for that one, you can take this awareness and say, I don't have to do this. Even though my cells make me feel like I do, I don't. As you do this, it's going to break apart those old wirings over time and create new positive wirings. Talking new personality traits here, people. In a very short video, I've given you a practical tool you can take with you, basically being the awareness of this possibility. And this literally can be applied to anything. The road rage thing, the fact that you want to, if you, like, let's say you're dieting and you want to binge so bad and just slop in those Pop-Tarts. I just want to give into it. I just want to give into it. Those very cells in your body that are saying you want to give into it, you're aware of them now, and you can tell them, hey, shut up, because the frontal lobe is experiencing myself in a perfect body somewhere out there in the quantum field, because it's a possibility that's happening and not happening all at the same time. So if you want to meet that person in the quantum field, you tell those cells to shut up. You are in control, and now you have the awareness of what they're doing. They can't win.